Welcome back to my channel, the Coin Spot. Today is best top 2 coins, one you want to miss. We're diving into the world of United States coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. Top 1, the 2003 Elizabeth II 5 Pence Coin, including its history, design, specifications, mintage, and collector interest, all laid out in a long and informative format for deep understanding or reference. Overview of the 2003 Elizabeth II 5 Pence Coin. The 2003 Elizabeth II 5 Pence Coin is a small but important part of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage system. By 2003, the 5 Pence Coin had already undergone several transformations since its inception, reflecting changes in metal composition, size, and public usage patterns. Issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this particular coin belongs to the fourth definitive coinage portrait of the monarch and holds both numismatic and historical value, especially for collectors interested in modern British coinage historical context. The 5 Pence Coin as a denomination was first introduced in 1968, just before the UK decimalized its currency in 1971. The original 5 Pence Coin was equivalent in size and value to the pre-decimal shilling. Over time, especially due to inflation and changes in economic practices, the coin was reduced in size to better reflect its purchasing power and to simplify circulation. In 1990, a smaller version of the 5 Pence Coin was introduced, and the larger version was demonetized shortly after. The 2003 version is of the smaller type, which had become the standard by this point. It was minted during a time of ongoing updates to the UK coinage under Queen Elizabeth II and featured a well-established design. Design details. Obverse. Front. The obverse of the 2003 5 Pence Coin features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was first introduced in 1998 and was widely praised for its realism and dignified presentation. The Queen is shown facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2003. This stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This phrasing is a traditional part of British coinage and underscores the constitutional and religious roles of the monarch. Reverse. Back. The reverse design, which remained consistent from the smaller 5 pence's introduction in 1990 until 2008, was created by Christopher Ironside, a respected British coin designer. It features a crowned thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, signifying the union of the different nations of the UK. The thistle is stylized and topped with the crown of St. Edward, a traditional English crown. The denomination, 5 pence, is inscribed around the design. Specifications. Diameter, 18.0 millimeters. Weight, 3.25 grams. Thickness, 1.7 millimeters, approximate. Metal composition, copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Edge, milled. Shape, round. Designer, obverse Ian Rank Broadley. Designer, reverse Christopher Ironside. Minted by the Royal Mint. Mintage figures and circulation. According to the Royal Mint, approximately 601,356,000 5 pence coins were struck in 2003 for general circulation. This is a very high mintage figure, suggesting that the coin was widely used in daily transactions across the UK during that year. Due to this large quantity, the 2003 5 pence is not considered rare, although individual coins in exceptional condition, such as uncirculated or proof versions, are still collected. Top 2, the 1995 Elizabeth II 5 Pence Coin, including its historical background, design, technical specifications, mintage figures, and numismatic significance. Introduction to the 1995 Elizabeth II 5 Pence Coin. The 1995 Elizabeth II 5 Pence Coin represents a continuing evolution of British coinage in the modern decimal era. As part of the UK's decimalisation system introduced in the late 1960s and fully implemented in 1971, the 5 pence coin has gone through various transformations, both in size and composition. By 1995, the 5 pence coin was already well established in its reduced size, and the version minted in this year reflects both the monarchic continuity of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign and the practical redesigns aimed at efficiency and modernization. Although considered a common circulation coin, it holds historical and collector interest, especially for those focused on British decimal coinage. Historical context and background. The 5 pence coin was originally introduced in 1968, prior to the UK's transition to decimal currency. Its initial size and weight matched the old shilling, allowing for a smoother transition. However, with time, the relatively large physical size of the coin became impractical given its small monetary value, and in 1990, the Royal Mint introduced a smaller version of the 5 pence coin, making it lighter and more manageable for daily use. By 1995, the smaller 5 pence coin was well into regular production and use. This coin reflects the second full redesign of the decimal 5 pence, keeping the same reverse design but in the new reduced format. It was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who was then in her 5th decade as the UK's monarch. At this time, the coin carried the third definitive portrait of the Queen. Design details obverse, front. The obverse of the 1995 5 pence coin features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This effigy was used from 1985 to 1997, and it portrays the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a jeweled crown worn for the state opening of Parliament. The portrait is elegant and more stylized than its predecessor, designed to convey grace and authority. The legend, inscription, surrounding the Queen's effigy reads Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1995. This is abbreviated Latin for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription continues a centuries-long tradition of Latin coin legends in British numismatics. Reverse, back. The reverse of the 1995 5 pence coin displays the traditional design by Christopher Ironside, which had been in use since 1968 and was retained for the smaller coin introduced in 1990. It features a crowned thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, symbolizing the unity of the United Kingdom's constituent nations. The crown used is the crown of St. Edward, an iconic symbol of British monarchy. Surrounding the thistle is the denomination 5 pence. This design remained in use on the 5 pence coin until 2008 when it was replaced by the segmental royal shield design created by Matthew Dent. Specifications of the 1995 5 pence coin. Country of issue, United Kingdom. Year of minting, 1995. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Obverse designer, Raphael Maklauf. Reverse designer, Christopher Ironside. Metal composition, copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Diameter, 18.0 millimeters. Weight, 3.25 grams. Thickness, approximately 1.7 millimeters. Edge, milled. Shape, round. Mint, the Royal Mint, UK. These specifications were consistent with other small 5 pence coins minted from 1990 onwards. The coin was designed to be durable and practical for everyday use, resistant to corrosion, and compatible with vending machines and coin sorting equipment of the time. Mintage figures and circulation information. The mintage of the 1995 5 pence coin was 203,440,000, according to official Royal Mint figures. This makes it a high mintage year, indicating that the coin was produced in large quantities for widespread circulation across the UK. As such, the coin is not rare, and most circulated examples found today are only worth their face value. However, the Royal Mint also released a limited number of brilliant uncirculated, BU, and proof versions of the 1995 5 pence coin, typically as part of annual collector sets. These coins were struck to a much higher standard, using polished dies and specially prepared blanks to create a sharp, lustrous finish. Such versions are far more desirable among collectors, especially in pristine condition. Collector value and numismatic interest. The 1995 5 pence coin is typically of low numismatic value in circulated condition due to its high mintage and wide availability. In worn or average circulated grade, it is worth 5 pence, its face value. However, uncirculated or proof coins from mint sets can be worth £1 to £3, depending on their condition and the market demand. Factors influencing value include condition/grade. Coins in mint or proof condition are more desirable. Packaging. Coins still sealed in their original Royal Mint packaging or presentation sets retain more value. Errors. Although none are widely reported for 1995 5 pence coins, any verified mint errors, such as misstrikes or planchet flaws, can greatly increase collector interest. For collectors assembling a full set of modern UK decimal coins, The 1995 5 pence is a necessary component. It also holds sentimental value for those born in 1995 or collecting coins by year. Legal tender status and modern usage. The 1995 5 pence coin remains legal tender in the UK and is still accepted in everyday transactions. However, as with other low-denomination coins, its usage has declined significantly due to inflation and the growth of digital payments. Many coins from this era have been withdrawn from circulation over time or lost, but millions remain in active use. As per UK law, 5 pence coins can be used for payments up to the sum of £5, although they are rarely used in large quantities for this purpose. Cultural and symbolic significance. The crown thistle design symbolizes Scotland's integral role in the United Kingdom, and its continued appearance on the coin in 1995 reaffirmed this cultural unity. The coin is also part of a larger narrative of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, showcasing the evolution of her portraits and the shifts in British coinage that took place over her long tenure as monarch. The 1995 coin is particularly notable for carrying the Raphael Maklauf portrait of the Queen, which was gradually being phased out in the following years in favor of Ian Rank Broadley's more realistic effigy introduced in 1998. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe on my channel for more videos.